Dave, it's great to see you, my man. How have you been? It's great to
Hey,
be back with you.
we've been doing okay. These are interesting times, but getting my house sold was like immensely positive when it came to relieving stress in my life. So I really have to thank you for that. So I
Oh,
really,
it was
really
was
appreciate it.
my
So
pleasure.
we've been celebrating and drinking champagne pretty much every weekend since what? Early June, I guess.
I remember when I first came over to the house, and you invited me over. That was a long time ago. I think I remember that you were using your living room as a public storage space.
Yeah, I have my bikes in there. That's right. And that's very true because I was living on my own at the time, a single guy. And this is a house that, if you recall, we built up from being a very small house to a very big house because we had two kids. And one good thing about this process was that we started very early. We wanted to put the house on for sale in March or April of 2020. And you came over, I think, in September or October of 2019. So it was really a very good process, in part because we weren't pushed. We weren't really under the gun to finish up the project. We had time to talk about the project. What are we going to do in terms of fixing the house up? And I thought that was really helpful.
Yeah, it really worked out. I think that, I laid out the options for you and you saw the vision of what we were going for. And I'm just so glad that it came together. I saw the architectural aspects of the house. I saw what you had done to the house. And, in my mind, it just looked like, it was time for a little fresh coat of paint and a sanded refinish of the floors. And once we did that, I mean, that house absolutely just completely shined. I remember the living room, just the transformation of the living room from kind of a room that, wasn't really used that much to a room that just was the focal point, and the entry was just so beautiful. And I was super thrilled with the way that came out. That was beautiful.
Well, what I really, really liked about the process was, you and your team had the vision of looking at this house, which I had been kind of used to seeing for 20 years, 25 years, and I had no idea what to do with it.
One of my favorite changes was the plinth boxing of the stairs. I remember we had the kind of the architectural clean lines in the house, and then we had kind of the round wooden staircase, which was like a juxtaposition. It was kind of like two different elements in the house. And obviously, having seen all these new construction homes in the marketplace and seeing the square clean lines, I saw an opportunity there to modernize the house, and I think that came out really, really well.
Many people look at the video, which I want to talk about in a minute. Many people look at the video that you did, and that attracted them. Was look what he did, look what he had done to the staircase, squaring it off, making it look more modern, did kind of bring everything together.
Another room in the house which really benefited tremendously was the kitchen. I remember coming in there and just, the sanding of the floors and the painting the cabinets white just kind of really made it feel like it was a brand new home, because it was such a great kitchen already. It had this big space, plenty of countertops. It had that peninsula, but the maple color cabinets and the just was a little bit on the dated side. And so painting that made a huge change, I thought.
You were able to make it like a home for somebody, like their prospective buyers that came through just really fell in love with it. And a lot of it was magnetic. A lot of it was just how it looked. And, I have to really just say thank you. And I couldn't have done it without you. And I won't do it again soon. But when I do it, I want you to still be around.
When and if it happens, I will be right there for you. Just
Okay.
loved working with you. You're the best. And again, great to see you, and appreciate your taking the time out of your busy day to do this with us. And obviously wishing you and Paula the best